Hiya, I'm V. I think it has it set up properly to where we're playing automation. Give me a second. I didn't actually check. Oh goodness. You know what? This is normal for my streams where the amount of scuff is through the roof. There we go. It's working. Anyway, hiya. I'm V. I am joined today by my friend Drogan. We're making race cars and we're both idiots. The title's pretty self-explanatory, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. Other information right now. M-Stock's first race will be next week. Sunday at, I want to say 2 p.m. EST is what we're going to be aiming for. I will have two cars ready for people who haven't made a car in automation, but I will be running my own. Drogan will also be running his own. We may and or may not have done some funny things. Anyway, beyond that, other announcements. My Discord server is almost ready, guys. It's actually going to be ready in time for M-Stock. So the first race will be held there. You guys also voted to have VC open during the race, which I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea. We're going to find out. If halfway through I need to stop it from happening, I'm going to stop it from happening. I think that's most of the news I have regarding my channel and things that might happen soon. So, with the announcements out of the way, we are going to go ahead and why is my monitor not positioned properly? There we go. Now I can see everything. We are going to go ahead and hop right into automation, where I'm currently working on a ROS 2. Those of you who may have been here last stream may know that I was working on a ROS 1. This is the ROS 2 with a bunch of developments. I may have done a lot of testing for a lot of different cars. Why is the VTuber model so laggy? There is a chance I just have to turn that off. There is a chance. If it gets too bad, I will turn it off. But for now I want to try to see if I can keep it around. You know what? Maybe I should turn the settings down in automation. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe I should just like turn everything to medium. Yeah. Unfortunate, but my computer isn't the best. It was built for 300 bucks. So I think it's fine. Yeah, let's set the shadows to low. It sucks, but man, that's so much better. Okay, guys, I fixed it. It looks like doo doo. Yeah, it looks like doo doo, but like, hey, it's fixed, so I don't really mind right now as long as I can see it. Drogan, you said something. Chat cannot hear you. Would you like them to hear you? Chat can now hear you. What do you want your first words to be on this stream?
I have to steer with my foot.
Good first words. All right. Well, this is the ROS 2. It is strikingly similar to the ROS 1 because, hey, we got the reverse gooseneck front wing, the cursed raised reverse gooseneck front wing, the massive, huge rear wing over here with the gigantic end plates.
Oh! I figured out how to drive the car.
Oh, sick. How's it
You
work?
have to you have to input your steering angle, and then you have to immediately counter steer and then steer with your foot.
Huh. Yeah, that's about right for a dirt car. Yes, this is a dirt car, if you could not tell. The slick tires don't suggest it's a dirt car, but it's fun this way. I'm gonna be honest. I've had a lot of fun driving various test cars, various um, customer car, quote unquote customer cars. I don't know what else to call them. You guys don't have to buy them. They'll just be in the server for you to run, but customer is the name we're going to be going for. But I've just been having a bunch of fun driving the cars. They are. You put slick tires on dirt with 500 horsepower and only send power to the rear wheels, and for whatever reason, it becomes really enjoyable. Hey, I can barely drive this thing. This is amazing. But the Ross 2 has different front suspension mounts, a different T-cam, a slightly different front wing, different rear wing. The engine's the exact same. That engine's just refined. Drogon can tell you that I don't know why I made like 7 different engines, but I made 7 different engines, and now that I have this one's good. It's 98 kilos and it puts out 500 horsepower while being relatively compact as well. It's got a 4-speed because that's all we're allowed. It's got a 4-speed sequential transmission. Max width rear tires and the front tires are about where they should be. It's got a 43-57 weight balance, I believe. I like the engine. We've got new suspension parts, suspension mounts on the rear. And additionally on the rear, if you guys want to bother looking, custom-made aluminum space frame. I spent 3 hours on this last night. No, I found an imperfection! It's fixed. Okay, it's fixed. All is well. Anyway, yeah, no, I made a fully custom every bit here. I placed... Must fix that. Do I have anything to fix that? Hang on, guys. So, this stream is going to be finishing up this and then testing out some of the M-Stock cars. I know M-Stock is very much not stock car racing. As you can see, this appears to, like, the only thing that gives the model, or the base of this car away is this top intake. This, like, divided top intake from a Lotus 78. That's the only thing that gives it away. The rest of it is not Lotus 78. The engine is hell no. Hell nah. Hell nah. Hell nah. But like, it handles really cool when I do that. So, we're going to be finishing up this, and then we're going to go take it out on the track. And if you guys want some extra tips on how to build an M-Stock car, I will be building another one if you guys want later this stream. So, anyway, right. So, yeah, no, but I made a fully custom rear frame because I like how it looks. Drogon also made one for his car because we're slightly insane. There's also a really, really funny thing that both of us did. You want to look at my stream for just a second, Drogon? I'm pointing out the thingy actually. You know what the thingy is.
Oh,
Them's brake lights under that text. I go into a corner and it fucking highlights it. Anyway, so we got most of a car.
Professional rage baiting.
What I need to do right now is pretty much. Actually, you know what? You know what I can do? You know what I can do? I don't even have to. Done. Yep. Cool. That's finished. Yeah. Okay. I got that. Not quite. I need another cylinder. One more cylinder. Also, yeah, this is gonna have like 90 something parts on it when I'm done. I've lost my sanity, guys. Don't grab that. That's the wrong part. Where's the part I just needed it to? Oh, here we go. It's in the part. It's inside of that shell right there. That's wonderful. Okay, let's see. So I move this down and rotate. Make it a bit larger.
I'm driving a beam car around. I think it's like an all-wheel drive. It's the all-wheel drive Sunburst.
Oh, nice.
It's like perfectly drivable. It's nice.
Well, it's a sunburst on a dirt track. I would expect no less.
I'm pretty sure it might be as fast or faster than the M stock car.
It does have all-wheel drive and
And it
not
does have
slick
off-road tires.
tires. I wonder. I wonder what the bigger point of failure is. Okay, that doesn't look half bad. No, it does look half bad. I forgot to mirror it. There we go. We have mounts, guys, and they're covered. So that if I decide to raise the ride height, it doesn't look like doo-doo. Because, yeah, that's a problem. If you raise the ride height, or even like as it
I'm
compresses...
going into a wall.
That
Almost done.
is, that is, how many times do we say that? Many.
I think
How many times did we say that while testing cars last night?
I said it like a fair few
You
times.
said it like 20. Or something along the lines of I'm crashing. We are very prone to that in video games. Okay, I think the exterior of this car is mostly done. Like, I might want to add some fake sponsorships, but other than that, it's good. If I ever get a real sponsorship, I could just put it on all of my digital racing cars. That would be a fun idea. Hey
I
guys,
would.
if anyone wants to sponsor me, I'll put your brand on right here on that big fucking rear wing. It'll have all that space. We can have a description. You know what? I will do that if I ever get a sponsor. It's going on the big rear wings. That's why I have to run the big rear wings now. It's for sponsor space.
Not because it looks cool, it's just for the sponsors.
Yep. It's a requirement now. Let's see, where is text? Where's the text? Wait, race numbers. Oh, that's different race numbers. Nah, I like these ones more. They look cooler. Can I... No, that's not text. Is this? No. I know there's text you can edit, but I don't know where it is. Oh, it's here. I found it. Oh wow, I have a lot.
Oh, I completely missed that.
Yeah, I'm redoing things so that it's perfect. I can't grab those. Because we have the exact text. Unless I can't modify it. Can I? Let me test if I can actually write with it first, and then I'll...
Almost went into a ball.
I can't write on it. I can't write on any of this. What? I thought that... Oh, it's the wrong one. Okay, it's down here. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, there we go. It works. Yep, I'm using this instead.
Wall. And
Wall.
many, many flip over.
Wall.
I'm gonna send you just a little screenshot. I'm gonna I want you to let me know of what you think of them.
Just a second. Ooh. I had a really bad idea. What if the rage bait was the brake lights? Nah, that's too much work. We already built space frames manually. We're a little too lazy. Yep. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna send you a screenshot of this, cause...
Oh, I'm looking at the stream.
Oh, okay. It's so much better. Why is that spacing different? I have to go back because the spacing is all sorts of wrong when I did it with the... Okay, well, manual text it is, because for whatever reason it's
This car is
actually...
not a sunburst
What do you mean it's not a sunburst?
in the way it handles. Like, it's very late to respond to inputs.
What is
I,
the... Your
the
car?
car,
The car you made? I forgot what it was called.
the nickname Later Gator.
Oh, even though Later Gator is on my car.
The VDR Mark what is it now? The Mark 14D, the MSTOC Mark 14D Later Gator V8.
Hmm.
I wonder if I need to stiffen up the suspension a lot so I can get better responsiveness. Now that I have a wheel and I can actually control it a little bit.
You're at 273.4. Yeah, that's the one thing you can't adjust in Beam, or one of the things you can't adjust in Beam. You can adjust the ride height, you can adjust the I believe you can adjust the diff settings. You can no
You
longer
can't
adjust...
adjust the diff settings,
They've
sadly.
stopped you from so much in the recent updates. It's a bit of a bummer. And you can't even adjust the diff here. What? They just stopped us from adjusting things. Okay. I forgot to add exhaust. Where should I put the exhaust? Now let's go just with a simple one. Ooh. mm. Okay. What about an exhaust something like that on the fucking end plate? What about this? What about this? What about something a little bit like this?
Yeah, that'll work.
See, the only problem is I can't have it do that, so what I'm gonna do is lower it down and then extend the end plate to have that work. I'm also gonna size it properly. Right, and now I just need square.
I stiffened up the suspension a lot, so we'll
Why?
see what that. I want better responsiveness.
It's just gonna make it more unpredictable because now you're bouncing around and wheels are losing contact.
Mm,
Is this gonna work? Maybe, but I don't like it.
the right frequency on both springs are around 2 heights.
Oh, I have a fun idea. Where's this? Do I just have? Yes. Okay, what's the size of it? Perfect. Not perfect. Gosh, why? I'll make it work. This can work. If I just like make it a lot thinner and then shorter and make it go up and match the end plate. And turn the sensitivities down. Nice. Just extend it, shorten it more. Oh, this needs to come down. Does it? No, it doesn't. Ooh. That's not terrible. It's not the best, but like, it's definitely not the worst. And I think that's better than 99% of the things I make. The abominations. I am allergic to making anything that is completely and entirely conventional. Like, I am. If I do, I just die. Because the super Ute. I just like if the Super U was lighter, I would genuinely run it. It's just that it's so heavy. What's? Oh, there we go. Hey, look at that. That actually kind of looks cool. That does look neat, doesn't it?
Tells.
Yeah, that exhaust is way better than the one I had for the original one. Nah, let's not do the twin ones. That's way better. Oh my goodness, it doesn't intersect the frame. That is beautiful. It's perfect. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna yoink one of these. Oh, that's fine. I'm just gonna yoink one of these so I can make it fit. I have chia. No, I have that stuck in my head right now because I was listening to it earlier because it's funny. So now my head is just a constant state of chia no doki 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 do chia no
Do
suki
not let
suki
this
suki
man watch
shiki
Cinderella
chia no
Grey.
what
Do not let this man watch Cinderella Grey.
was that? What's that?
Having trouble
What is
finding wheels.
what is it?
I'm not happy with these, but I'll go with them.
What is Cinderella Grey?
Wish I could have done a better
You
job with
mentioned
suspension.
something to me. And are withholding information. I'm just gonna look it up if you don't tell me. You do know that, right?
Wish I could run off-road tires. I really want to see
Yeah,
what I
I'm
can do
gonna
with
look it
off-road
up.
tires.
How did I not know? My brain does not fucking work half their time. Okay? It is Uma Musume. I guarantee I've seen it at some point, or at least heard of it at some point, but my brain doesn't register things often. That is one of the things that did not quite get clocked. Where's steel? There we go. No, I think the original worked better. Oh, the original was steel. What is wrong with me? Anyway, now that the exhaust lines up, doki 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 do. Get out of my head! Leave me alone! Yeah. Akira! Okay, there we go. Look at that. That's not bad. I'm happy with how this car looks right now. Also, I modeled the engine mounts, or at least mod. I have bolts. I have bolts. I have bolts. I have bolt mod. I can model engine mounts and the engine mount hardware. This is a horrible idea. Why am I doing all this?
My car got 0.02 more utility. Look at that.
Perfection. True perfection. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this, Drogon.
Oh.
Too many details. What is wrong with me?
How much time are you going to spend modeling bolts? How much time are you going to spend on this?
Not too much long. 5 years later. 5 years later, he's still perfecting it.
5 solemn years.
Okay, but like, look at it! It looks so neat. Look. Isn't that cool? God damn it, what am I doing?
Man, I don't know if the car's safe.
I don't think M stock cars are supposed to be safe. Last time I checked, I didn't put any safety rules in it. Matter of fact, I took one out. For anyone who's watching who doesn't know, M-Stock used to have a rule where the driver had to be covered, but before I actually released the rules, I just straight up yoinked it away because I was like, it's not necessary. So now, and that rule led to me making a bunch of designs that had wings above the driver. So I'm just gonna grab a wing really quick to kind of demonstrate what that would have looked like. Because I really did stand by that being how I made the cars. Because, well, it worked. Oh, there we go. So that would have looked something like this, because it never, it stated that while the driver did have to have protection from above, it did also state that it didn't necessarily
I'll be
have
back.
to be, alright, it didn't have to be part of the main body of the car. So that would lead to me putting wings on my cars that looked a lot like this, where you just have a wing above the driver. And while that is not it's not disallowed. It's not something that I'm gonna do because it just doesn't optimize. It's no longer required for me to do something like that. But that would. It also led to some rather noticeable visibility problems. So I just took it away because people aren't going to like this. They want to see. I can't see through that unless I change the material to like glass, in which case that's going to look really bad. Because it's going to look like it's going to shatter, so I just changed it. And honestly, I like the way the cars look more when I did that. When I took them away. So, if you want to do that, feel free. If you don't want to, you're not required. I do recommend some form of roll structure. There is a real reason for that, by the way. Off-road, since a lot of these cars are going to be based on not off-road frames, because the off-road racing frames are a little bit heavier, but that doesn't translate to a more rigid car in BeamNG. The cars may roll over. They are a little bit easier to roll over than they otherwise would have been Although that could also be a product of me fucking sending it constantly. Make of that what you will. But if you do roll over and the top of your car is flat, and the center of gravity isn't above when it's upside down, isn't far above, it may stay there. It may stay upside down, and that obviously means you can't exactly continue the race, because if your car's upside... I mean, this giant fucking wing doesn't help my case, but... Hey, it's got massive end plates that help it redirect airflow, so it is less likely to spin, but also pretty likely to keep going in the correct direction while sliding. So I'm keeping that. You guys can't tell me to ditch this style. I like it. Engine. Also, if you guys want to hear what the engine sounds like, the V8 ASC. Where is it? Here we go. Testing. I quite like it. I like rotary engines and I like crossplane V8s, and this is a crossplane V8 that revs high like a rotary engine, so I'm bound to enjoy it. It also makes good power in a lot, like the point between peak power and minimum power in the band you're going to be in most of the time, unless you're doing something wrong, the difference is 50 horsepower. Unless you're doing something terribly, terribly wrong, you're never going to be less than 450 horsepower. One problem, I'm me, and sometimes I do things very, very wrong, so... If you ever hear the engine bog down, it's probably my fault. Here we go. There we go. I really do like putting the screens in this, because it's not like you can use... It's not exactly like I can use this space for a mirror, because if I try to use it like a mirror... Alright, so I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but all it can see is gigantic rear wing. So I use it for this. Which is nice. Because, hey, it uses the dead space for something. It also just kind of... Uh-oh. Can that see it properly? That can see it properly. What about here? What should I put over here? What should I put over on this side? I should have switch panel here! Yippee! I figured it out! Okay, so that side's going to be the Digidash, and this side's going to be a switch panel. No wasted space. Very good. Wasted spaces, but why am I holding the fucking... There's no windows on this car! Okay. Alright, let's see what I should do. Where should I... Where's the switch panels? I know I have a switch panel mod. Hang on. So we need... What do we need? We need one kill switch, one ignition kill switch, we need as what? Hang on, let me just stand up. I need to stand for a second. It's not gonna track me during this time, by the way, and I don't know if I have the model set to do my mouth movements off my voice, so it's not gonna do anything, but I just feel like I need to stand. I also might need to go to the bathroom, actually. Yeah, alright. I will be right back. I'm back. Where's the switch panel? I have a switch panel mod. I know I have a switch panel mod, so I don't know why I can't find it. Unless I'm stupid and I've scrolled past it 10 times, which is a very real possibility with me being me. And if you're wondering why I'm not putting it on the steering wheel, like I said, these cars are going to be racing in the dirt, they're going to be racing on the asphalt as well, they're going to be racing at pretty much every track. Every track. They're going to be racing from Rallycross to Daytona. They really are going to have to be pretty versatile, so I'm not putting buttons on the steering wheel because if I'm having to rotate the steering wheel that much constantly, that ain't gonna end well. Imagine you accidentally shut the ignition off while going through a corner. Not only will that stop you from, you know, accelerating, it may also cause you to either spin it. Ooh. Where's the switch panel? Where's the switch? Oh, it's in here. Oh, it's in here. Okie dokie. Well, we're gonna ignore how stupid I am. I could make a dashboard with some switches. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of a dashboard. And then we can have some extra. No, if we have a few switches over here, then we can have the switches that we need to. No, they got through. No, I can't put them there. So what I'm gonna have to do is, which one does it? There we go. There we go. Okay, we have to change the direction of these actually so that they're easier to press by the driver. Yeah, we have 3 switches, probably going to be electric, starter, and fuel pump. Ignition kill will be right near them. Because, fun fact, guys, the ignition kill switch is really fun to, like, have so you don't die in a fire. Because engines get angry, and when engines get angry, cars burst into flames when engines get angry. That is not a fun way to go out. Okay, so we have all of those. Or I could move these further down and put those on the dash instead, and that I'll kill switch somewhere easier to access from the outside as well. And then we can have like headlights and stuff over here. So we have headlights, brake bias, that kind of. Hang on, let me check some. I don't know where Drogon is, by the way. Where is the image I'm looking for? There's definitely an image I'm looking for, but I have no clue where it is. Oh, okay. I know exactly where it is. Oh gosh, the Super Ute. You guys want to see the Super Ute, actually? I will gladly show you guys the Super Ute. But first... Ah, here we go. Okay, lights, wipers. Lights, wipers, brake bias. The ignition and extinguisher will be near each other. And then we have start a fuel, ignition, and starter fuel and electric will also be near each other. Cool. Where's the rocker switches? Did you guys know I like rocker switches? Like, too much for my own good? I really like rocker switch. Guys, have you ever had a rocker switch to just play around with? No, seriously though, they're amazing. I love rocker switches. Okay, that's not quite right. I don't like that. So I'm gonna raise it up and then angle it properly so that it's not doing bad things, because doing bad things usually slows the car down, and that would absolutely be slowing the car down with what it was doing. Nope. Much better. It's not poking out, is it? Nope. Nice. Nice. There we go. Just raise it until I can't, or lower it until I can't see any of it. Perfect. And now I will just change the material to plastic, because carbon fiber isn't allowed in this series, guys. Because carbon fiber is a no-no. No, seriously, the aluminum chassis was probably one of the best decisions I made for this series. It keeps the cars at a weight that doesn't have them want to be constantly turning, but it allows them to definitely be very light. I mean, they do constantly want to turn, but that's more just down to how Drogon and I are tuning our cars. We tend to have cars that are mildly temperamental. And by mildly, I mean, oh my goodness, this thing wants the walls. Okay, so what if I have... You know what? Let me just... I can probably put more than just the headlights up here. Okay, so the headlights go here. Wait! Okay, I have a fun idea. Nope, nope. There we go. Let's change the direction. Okay, we have headlights right there. Then I'm going to change this material and this material. Oh, come on. There we go. And then copy in place, move down. And that will be... We don't have windshield wipers. This car doesn't have a windshield. What was I thinking? I don't know what I was... Was I thinking? Guys, was I thinking? No. No, I wasn't. What else do I need? What else do I need? What if I have the brake bias be on a slider instead of a dial? Oh, hello, you're back now. Let me turn your audio back on if you want.
I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry, I could eat a...
You could eat a what?
Okay. I have rocker switch. I was gonna add a windshield wiper to this car, but this car doesn't exactly have windshield. Oh, you know what I should do? I should probably angle this a little bit. Alright, there we go. And that is not aligned. It is now aligned. There we go. Okay. Should I put the brake bias on a slider instead of a dial?
Things that are no text around here.
What happened?
What happened?
Should I? I don't even know if I have any good sliders because these are the only ones, but they both have two per. Huh. I may not have a good slider, guys. I think I might have to do the. I think I might have to do it on a normal dial. Right. Unless in here. Because I know I have rocker switches. I know I have a dial. I know I have two dials. But is there a slider? Yes, there is. There is a slider. Let's see if there's a better one. There probably isn't. Yeah. Okay. Let's figure out which slider is the. Where did it go? Why is
I
it?
think I want to run this current MS TOC and be competitive.
Huh?
I can't go full throttle like all the time. It's always in sections.
I have a roller for the brake bias, but I don't think that's any better than. I actually think that's worse than a dial.
I haven't been able to tame this car whatsoever.
What happened? Is it just temperamental?
Like I can't get it to go. I can't get it to go where I want it to go.
Huh. Try the alignment. Oh, hi, Carp. Make the car go. Install install a car bomb in it. It'll be funny. No, no, we don't do that here. That's bad. That's very bad. I'm not gonna make the car go boom.
What if I make it have a little bit of positive camber at the front?
Positive camber? I think that'll make the floatiness worse.
I can
I
help
was
the
gonna
car go
recommend
straight.
some toe in at the rear. Carp.
Nope, it didn't help,
Cargo
like,
boom is
whatsoever.
bad. Try adding some toe in at the rear. Possibly try adding some toe in everywhere. That might be a bit much though. Parking club. Where is it? Where's the doohickey I was just looking for? Dial. Dial. Here we go. What's this? What is this? Oh, that's a key. Yeah, nah. Mm-mm.
That helped, actually, I think.
The toe in?
A little bit.
Yeah, it generally helps cars be a bit more stable.
What is it at the cost of?
A little bit of top speed and a little bit of activeness. And a very minuscule amount of grip. But it's primarily just preference of the driver. So if the car is a little bit too temperamental, then you can give it more tow in. If you want it to move around a little bit more, you can give it more tow out.
The car's just overall really temperamental. It's very hard to drive.
On
Like on,
just dirt or everywhere? All surfaces.
oh, let me check asphalt.
I got me some food. What is this? Huh. Actually, I think I'll have this just be for those things, and then there will be a dashboard. Modular interior, here we go.
It's like unresponsive or because off-road tune.
Yeah, I would recommend having an off-road and an on-road tune. The main
I
difference
mean,
being the
yeah,
suspension.
it can actually get power down on asphalt really well.
Huh, nice. There, there are some cars that when you take them from that some M stock cars that when you take them from dirt and then put them on asphalt, they want to flip in the corners. That is camber. For whatever reason, the way Beam handles it makes the cars want to rapidly change roll angle by 90 degrees. Okay, here we go. Let's see. What else do I want? I want. We don't have headlights. It's literally just the brake bias right there right now. What else is there? Yeah, I guess I can use this switch panel for more than just the brake bias then. So I will use it for the other kill switches. From RB Race Kit. Arby's Race Kit. Oh God. None. And where's the bolt? Where's the bolts? Where's the bolts? There's the bolts. Those are also now gone because I don't need them.
Honestly, I'm just a bit too tired to deal with this.
Damn.
Might just head off stream.
That's alright.
Yep, see you.
See ya. Okay, well, I guess it's just me doing dumb shit with cars right now. That's fine though. I do that all the time. Cool. Okay, so we have those now. And I will put. Oh, I need to bring this forward because it'll be a little hard to reach behind all that. Which does mean I'll have to pull all of these forward as well, but that's okay. I was expecting to have to do that. So That's not that bad of a problem. Does that even qualify as a problem if I've already solved it? Okay, good, and good. Now I just need to change this material because for whatever reason they made it so that when you brake, all of these turn on, which I don't particularly like. I could make it so that when... No. Nah. New material. Where's the glass? There's the glass. There's a reason I'm picking the glass. Roughness is at 0. Transparency is at like what? 0.45? Yeah, that doesn't look that bad. That doesn't even really look that different. Aside from, maybe it's a little less bright, but I don't really care. It keeps a similar look without actually turning on. Yeah, I think that's good. Now it's just got to do the rest of them. On car, it's this one, and then that is also getting switched. Oh, I'm gonna have to do those. Actually, I think glass would once again work. I just gotta turn the transparency all the way down. Is there a different pattern for this? No? Okay. Let's see. Okay, well, I can't get the same exact look. I don't think. So I will use the fiber weave to try to get as close as possible. Or the grill. The grill might work better. No, I can't change the color of that one, so I will go back to the custom fiber weave. This also gets changed. I think that's about as close as I can really get. Unfortunately. Dang it. Yeah, I think that's unfortunately about the closest I'll be able to get. Although from here, I really don't think it matters too much. I will be turning the fiber contrast down. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely noticeable, but I'm not really gonna be able to do way too much about it, so it's staying. There we go. Alright, that part of the switch panel at least is done. Now we have the kill switches. Oh, the kill switch and the fire button. And those will be located up at the top. Where will I put the kill switch? Where is the kill switch? Oh, that's in 3D, isn't it? Yeah, okay, the kill switch is in 3D. I don't know why the kill switch is in 3D, but the kill switch is in the 3D section. I do think, well, it's debatably in the wrong place. I don't know. You could say it's in the wrong place. You could also make an argument that it's not. I think it should be in interior options and not 3D. But you can also place one on the outside if you really wanted. So there's arguments on both sides. There we go. Yeah, I'm just going to slap it right there. And the fire button. The fire button. I'm just going to put the kill switch right there. Actually, where's the fire button? Where should I put the fire button? I will use... What will I use with the fire button? Do we have a good button here? Please. No, we don't. Right, I'm going to have to make another custom part. Boy, I sure do love making 1,000 custom parts, because I don't feel like making something that's slightly imperfect. Nope, that's not gonna work. Plastic. Yep, that'll do. Oh, okay, there we go, it's back. Okay, there we go. And I clone this. Bring the clone forward, set this to transparent, set this to transparent, set that. That's fine. That's, I'm gonna, yeah, no, that's fine. And this, what is this? That gets changed. And then, sh shrink it down to about that. Then this, on that, and that should be good, I think. Yeah, cool. That's good. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with how that is. Is a lot of buttons in a very small space, but honestly, I couldn't care less. I'm getting hungry. I have food here, luckily. Okay. Now then, we have steering column. Just gonna put a dashboard here. But there's just gonna be nothing on it. It's just gonna be a space filler pretty much. And I know that it doesn't look good, but like, I'm lazy. There we go. I think that looks tolerable. Maybe I should put a button. Maybe I should put a button there. Maybe I should put a button there. Maybe I should just put a button there. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Yeah, I think I should. I'll put the steering column in before I do anything else. Or at least the rest of the steering column. Whoops. I set the sensitivity higher than I expected. What the f- There we go. It's getting mildly annoying. Considerably annoying, never mind. Not just mildly anymore. Come on. Why won't you work? Why? Damn it. Yeah, I think that's about as good as it can get. So now I just extend the steering column and then turn it into a different material. There we go. I think I have to change the font on this because Jogan just sent me a screenshot and this turns into nothing. I'll do that later. I think I have to change it to a different font. I just don't know what font I want to change it to. Very unfortunate. What if I put the camera in here? I think having it up here is a good idea, though. What do I put here? do I put there? I'll put the pedals in while I'm thinking. Should I put mirrors all the way out? No, it's just gonna get blocked by the wheels. We don't have mirrors! I'm gonna try something with a mirror. I doubt it'll work, but I'll try it. You know what I could do is repurpose this T-cam as a rear view so that I can see back like right where's a place that's not blocked but still shows a bit of the car. The rear view cameras right that's not a terrible idea. That's not the worst idea I've ever had. I might go ahead and do that. It's just that it's so baller to have it up here. It's so cool. I put this here and I don't want it to be completely just wasted. Or it'd be a bummer. I'll try something first. Petals. I think I'm gonna have mostly the same cursed pedal setup that I did on the last one. Where you have gas, you have brake, and then brake. No. There we go. Gets cloned and turned into these really thin pedals that are pulled forward so that you don't accidentally stamp on them just because one's the brake lockout, one's the clutch. And it's not like you'll be needing the clutch too much. Anyway. And the brake lockout should be, the front brake lockout should be a bit closer. Yeah. It is a very cursed pedal setup, but let me bring these closer actually, or just make them a bit larger. Oh, press the wrong button. Yeah, right like that. Should be just fine. And then if you need to lock the rear wheels, you just also use the front brake lockout instead of the normal brakes. You press on the front brake lockout as well because there's no space in here for a handbrake. I'm not sure if you guys noticed. There's no space. Now what also be mechanically linked to the clutch, which is slightly wider and probably slightly further back as well. Yeah, that's good. The cursed pedal setup. There we go. Yeah, let's run with that. And I think for the support for the steering column, instead of having a dashboard, I'm just gonna... God damn it. That's not the same, is it? It is not good. I did that wrong. What? That's not the rotation that it was... Okay, and then we rotate it up instead. Please tell me that it's not misaligned. That is not misaligned. Good. That's not... Ah, for... Okay, is that working? That is working! Hooray. Then we take this, rotate it out, and then do that. Copy, mirror, copy, and make this one a little bigger on that axis so that come on, work. That's not the thing I wanted to grab. There we go. Yeah, cool, that's fine. Now, alternatively, to make a lot of this easier, I could just have a normal dashboard like a sane person would have. How do I... That might work well. My food almost fell. That's not good. I don't like it when my food falls. That means I can't eat it. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Just gotta bring it just low enough to get to the steering wheel. Yeah, that's good. That will work. Unfortunately, it will not. You gotta be kidding. Come on. Damn it. I won't be able to get it working here, will I? Oh! Nah. 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 It's not gonna work. Okay. Back to what I was planning to do. Why on earth is that in 2D mode? No, I don't want it to have an offset. Why does it have the offset? Yeah, I'll just run with that. Is good. Is good. I could try something with a mirror that acts kind of like a screen, so I will. I doubt it'll work, but it's worth a shot. Won't actually see, but as long as it's functional, that's all I care. What the fuck? Is there a better mirror for this? Probably. It's like a D-shaped mirror. No. Is this one better? Yes, that is much better. That's pretty much exactly what I was looking for. Okay, and just do that, and that should be just fine, hopefully, maybe. There's a little bit that's cut off by this bit, but I'm not bothered by it. As long as we can see most of it, it'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then I'm hoping BeamNG doesn't account for the fact that that's there. And if it doesn't, it'll work fine. I'll have all of that off to the side and without the rev lights, the shift lights. And I will have. Is there one that's just a set of shift lights anywhere? I don't see one, unfortunately. So I will take one of these, probably. This one right here looks good. Or at least the shift lights do, which is all I care about at the moment. Which shift lights do I like the most? Yeah, this one. If I tilt this back, that's not tilting it back, that's the wrong way. If I tilt this back a little bit more, there we go. Then what I can do is, or I guess if I just make the rest of this invisible, which might, yeah, that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I'll have just shift lights, which is exactly what I'm aiming to do. Okay, let's see if I can read that. Perfect. Not perfect. There we go. Back to perfect. See, now if I keep that, though... Hmm. 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 I might go with this one then in that case. Because that one has a bit that sticks it. No. Once again, no. What about this? No. I will have to make a custom one. Bummer. But we have Just shift lights. Which is good, because I didn't want them over here. I wanted them centered. Okay, let's see. Is there something in 3D that I can use, maybe? What about here? It's just like a box with one side that's a different material. That would be perfect. I don't see one though, unfortunately. What I... No. No? I... Huh. What should I do about that? Let me think for a second. See, that might work. Ah, come on. Stupid. Well, why is it not? That will absolutely work. Okay, cool. We found a solution. Is it supposed to be used for this? Absolutely not. But then again, 99% of this car is made by bits that aren't... No, not 99%. This is a decent amount built how it was intended to be used. So if I just like make a new one that's glass but I can actually see through it. And then do that. This gets replaced by that. I grab this and no more of that. That looks pretty much exactly how I wanted it to. Yes, that's perfect. Let me just make it a little bit larger. That does require some funny things though. So I move that back down and then I make the glass also larger. Hi Juniper. Hi Juniper Leia, how are you doing? And then where's the doohickey for moving that back? A bit too far. There we go. Let me see, does that still work? Absolutely still works. Wonderful. I think the car... No, I'm missing a shift lever. That's not a good thing to forget. It's actually a rather problematic thing to forget. Shift lever. That's really bad to forget because then you can't change gears, and when you can't change gears, you kind of crash the car, or you just don't move at all. Make it automatic easy. Okay, so a few things. First of all, automatic when you're driving in the conditions this thing is going to be driving in, that would be a little bit slower and Yeah, this might be a race car. Second thing, I have banned automatic transmissions from the series that I'm making this for. Because, yes. Must more vroom vroom. It's just a thing that I did because I don't know why I actually did it. I guess I could allow them back in, but they're still heavier and slower in the dirt. And on most. Well, Beam also just doesn't do a good job with the automatics and performance. They're alright. You absolutely can drive them on track. It's just not gonna be competitive. If you do. Sequential's a little bit heavier than manual, but not having to do the gear clutch, I think, does save enough time to warrant its usage. Not having to put in the clutch pedal. Move that back a little bit and then hope it doesn't poke out. Perfect. That's the gear lever. Because I am an insane person. You get around the old-fashioned way, walking is absolutely goated. It's completely free. And it's healthy. Walking is like criminally underutilized. Although, to be fair, car pretty cool, I'm gonna be honest. Walking's still good. I think the car's ready. No, that's right. I have to get rid of this and change the font. Mm-hmm. No! Bummer. What? Interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's see what fonts we have that will probably work. I guarantee this one will work, but it also does rise above the paint itself, and it's shiny, which I don't particularly want right here. That's just numbers. That is a no. That's 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 a no. Where is anything that is a yes? Maybe. Why can't I see it? There we go. I love rage baiting people. That might work. Yeah, let's use that one. Look, it's even got speed lines, guys. Whoops. There we go. Is that the wrong way around? That's the wrong way around. Oh, it's no longer the wrong way around. There we go. L8D? That's not what I wanted to write. Why does it keep... There. Now we're fine. Walking is a very good way of getting around, though. Y'all should use it more. Oops. Oh, you're kidding. It just put it. Why? Why is it invisible? How? How? Simply how is it possible for it to just decide to become invisible? That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna crash out. Okay, so it's that that makes. Wait. You've got to be kidding. I love rage baiting people and then getting my car smashed. When did that happen? Okay. Where is... It's not saying, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. You've got to be kidding. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well. What? Okay. Why does it keep doing that? There we go. Copy, flip, flip. There we go. Time to rage bait. I think the car is ready. I think the car is genuinely ready finally. So now I just have to... What do I have to do? 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 Nothing. All of this was placed manually. This was 3 hours. Yeah, that's good. Everything in here is fine. Yep. That's fine. The mirror is there. Or I guess the screen. There we go. That's better. Pedals are there. Shift lights. Suspension mounts. Wing mounts. End plates. Yeah. Okay. There we go. It is ready. How much do it weigh? 616 kilos. That's not that bad. I'm sure I could have made it lighter, but Oh well. Now there's improvements to be made. No wonder it was as light as I was expecting. The quality on the suspension had been turned down. There we go. Interior quality, good, 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 not good. Let's get us 300. We can be making a lot more rear downforce. 75, let's see where that puts us. That's concerning. We have to at least get to 60. Dang. Okay, fine. Well, I got one more thing I can do. Wing. This wing. Place it right here. Rotate. That's gonna collide with the ground. Dang it. I'll just use one of these. Nope. Got a better idea. There we go into 3D mode. Why was it in 2D mode? Okay, and right there. Forward, up, extend, extend, and that's good. Maybe make it a little shorter and a little bit more forward. But other than that, yeah, that's good. That doesn't reach below the body, does it? There we go. Perfect. That should make enough downforce now. That's undesirable. Perfect. Yippee. Now we should be making enough downforce. 80% puts... Yeah, that's enough downforce! The rear alone is pushing out more downforce than I am allowed in this series. 80 kilos is still too much. Put it at 55 and see where that gets us. We should be at 60-40 for context. 60-40 is the aero balance that we are allowed to have. That's really close. Or the aero balance that is optimal. Ooh. That is almost perfect. If this strays too far, then I will... That does not stray too far. Well, hang on. Because we're a little under 2 kilos. So if this works, will it? Ugh, it won't. It's a little too off. Because that puts us above 100. Okay, well, that'll be fine then. 58? 58.8 and 40.9 is 0.3 off. Yeah, that'll work. It really does look like it should be making more downforce than that, but oh well. It was worth it. I should put VDR somewhere on here. There's the text options. There's the text options. Is there something like this that has? Hang on. Whoop. You know what? I kind of like how that looks. I'll put it on here. Or I could put it up. Yes. Nah. Nah, it goes here. Hang on, wait. Why is the font? What has happened? Oh, that might just be a quality problem. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's fine then. What if... What if I put it on these end plates? Or maybe I should put it on the front. Nah, it goes here. Different font though. Nah, not a different font. Then I clone it in place, move it over to the engine, and because I made the engine, because I made the engine, we put this right on the intake system, right like, oop, that. Pretty. Pretty good. I forgot to mirror them. Driver name. Just down here as well. That I can actually set to this. I can also set to 2D. I realize. And then mirror that as well. And I think that's done. I think that's the car done and ready to drive. Can I? Yeah, good. You know, I could change the end plate material to that. Yeah. I'm gonna change these end plates as well to match. What the? I set it to the wrong one. And we're also not allowed carbon fiber in the series, so gone with that. And that I don't need. It's just another point of failure that we don't need on this car. Why is that yellow? That needs to be the brake lights. I'll change that too. Why not? Should I change these? Let me see how that would look. Yes. Which also means I change this. And then I'm also going to change all of this to the same material as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Rage bait. Oh, hi Taya, how are you doing? You're just in time to see the wonderful rage bait I've set up for you. Look at it, it's all of its glory. You buy a plane? How? What do you mean you buy a plane? I kind of like how this car looks. I think this car looks good. Just gotta make this transparent and this also transparent and this go to a different material. You buy plane? What? What did you buy? Should I paint the frame? No. Should I? Nah. But it would look so good! Why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself? Oh, that's exactly the same material. Why do I paint the frame? Why do I paint the frame? I don't need to paint the frame. I don't need to paint the frame. I don't need to paint the frame. I don't need actively painting the frame. Will it kill you if you post a link? Link to what? The auto link banner 5000. I do not believe I do, but then again, I cannot remember. What is that? What's the eBay item? Also, I would heavily recommend against posting eBay listings you are looking at buying, because that just alerts people that there is a good deal. Plain, it's quite expensive. Yeah, it's not a good deal. Money. Hey, what do you think of M stock so far? I have cars ready. In fact, this one, after I finish doing unnecessary things, should be ready. Why is the frame not carbon fiber? Carbon fiber is not allowed in M stock. If you have carbon fiber, the car gets banned. Because carbon fiber is already banned from M stock as I mean in as a series, if it existed in real life, it would be to keep the series more cost effective, but for the purposes of this, it actually forces you to think about how to do weight reduction instead of just, it's carbon fiber, that's lightweight. It also means the cars are slightly more drivable, which I appreciate because they have 500 horsepower on slick tires in the dirt. No, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but it was a very good idea. These cars are really, really fun. Why car F1? It's 70s F1 car because I said so and I like how it looks. Plus, 70s F1 cars weren't made of carbon fiber, they were made of aluminum. But dirt? Yes. Correct. It's fun. You'll get it once you drive them. Look at it. Look. Okay, look. I gave it a pretty considerable ride height. It's got a raised front wing so that rocks don't bash into it. What's aluminum? It's the lightweight metal that a lot of race cars used to be made from, and some still are, actually. Heck, my racing go-kart is made of aluminum. Look it up. Aluminum and aluminium are the same thing. Aluminum is just the original name for it. Additionally, it's what it's continued to be called here in the United States. I call it aluminum because that's how I was introduced to it. That's how I was taught it was pronounced when I was little. That's how my chemistry teachers pronounced it. So I will continue saying aluminum. Get mad at me for it. Rocks go into exposed air intakes and driver's face. Helmet, first of all. Helmet. Second of all, oh, intake guarding. Oh! That's how I stop it. The intakes are not down here. They've been moved up onto the side pods. Imagine if different. Oh, oh, not a different time measurement. Please don't make me think of that. Why is the texture quality so low? What happened? It's good we all use minutes and seconds. It really is. That would have been a very considerable problem. Let me turn the texture quality up real quick. Sponsored by Hourglass. That's not a sponsor, fun fact. That's the team. Drogon and I have made a team. What? What do you mean? Man, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is that? What is that? What is that? I have to turn all this back. It's gonna tank my frames, guys, for a second. Give me a little bit. Give me a second. VTuber model's gonna about to lag to high hell just to see if that fixes it. It did not. I don't know what's going on, but it's not fixing it. Have I played Modern Warships? I have not. Yay, race car! Please work. God damn it. Do I have to change the font? If I have to change the font, I will. Also, I do apologize for the considerably lower frame rate that I'm running the VTuber model at. Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Well, let's see how it exports. Let's see how it exports to Beam. Also, do you like the taunt? But mobile game on PC? You know what else is a mobile game on PC? Yellow text. See, unfortunately, that's only the numbers. I cannot make anything else. Like, if I try to type out letters, they simply do not exist in the font. But if I type numbers, they very much do exist. Letters just don't exist for these ones, unfortunately. Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends? I will never fall that low. Let's pick a different font. It bothers me that that one's not working. More than I would like to admit, but a bit late for that. Square root of -9? Last I checked, it's not a real number. I3, yeah. It is an imaginary number. However, fun fact, imaginary numbers aren't exactly fully imaginary, I'm gonna be honest. If they were purely imaginary, then we would never be using them in real-world applications. However, we have ended up using them quite a bit. So, before you say imaginary numbers are dumb, remember that. Circle. I don't know. Look, I'm just the numbers guy, okay? I'm just the numbers and race car guy. I don't do much else. Think? That's a big ass gray now for me, buddy. Car look good. Do I have them mirrored? I do not have them mirrored. Dang it. Mirror, mirror. Good. Okay, it's ready. Yeah. I'm going to export this wide body kit. It's an open wheel racer, hey. It's an open wheel racer. If you want to make an M stock car that has a wide body kit, be my guest. But this is an open wheel racer. It doesn't have wide body kit. That's not something it does. Mini wings popping out of the side of the big rear wing. See, I already have this, and that is my 3 aero elements. You got 1, you got 2, you got 3. That's all you're allowed in M stock. More? Nah, that's not allowed. Because the thing is, if you have, you're also not allowed to have them intersect with each other. So you can't stack wings. No, not 4. The reason I capped it at 3 is because if you have more wings, just have them on a lower setting in automation, it does just have less drag for the same downforce. And I don't like that. So I can use one wing which contains multiple wings. You are not allowed to do that. That is explicit. That is very much banned. Like I will yeet that car out of the competition. I done that? I did not do that. This is one element. This isn't one element, but it is one wing. This is one wing, and this is also one wing. I can scroll through the 104 parts if you would like to see that it is one wing each. Look, 1, and then I keep scrolling, and I keep scrolling. 2, and then I keep scrolling until, well, it's not going to be until a lot later, but just to prove it. Like if they're a part of the same fixture. Oh yeah, no, you can have an arrow fixture that has more than one element on it. Multiple little wings as long as they're one fixture. A fixture as defined in automation. So this is a lot. This, well, I mean, and we're excluded. We're gonna ignore all of these wings right here. This, as an individual unit, would be allowed. Doubling it up and doing that would not be allowed. This would be banned because now there's 2 wings intersecting each other. You're not allowed to have arrow parts intersecting. You also have to have arrow parts exposed to the air because that's how beam calculates drag. Now, you're not supposed to have a lot of it intersecting the body. However, I'm cutting myself some slack because that's like 4 times the drag it would be creating for the amount of downforce it has, especially with these on it. So if you have something like that, I won't really mind. But having arrow parts intersecting is a big no-no. GTR Nürburgring, that'll do backflip. Fun fact, we're not allowed to have any underbody arrow on these cars. None. You're not allowed to have that. No diffusers. If you go into the arrow menu itself, You cannot have this. This one's banned. Any of the others are fine. But diffusers are not allowed. GTR Nürburgring. I mean, if you can make it run on dirt, Daytona, Nordschleife, Sarth, Rallycross tracks, pretty much. Can you use a diffuser as a wing? I don't think there's a rule against that. It's just still, no matter what, you're not allowed to use the race diffuser under tray. That is very much not allowed here. And the reason for that is I'm not sure if you've noticed, but that's a lot of ride height to be generating downforce from. But let's say you have a wing, let me find one, that does this. This is fine. This part is allowed. It is allowed because there is only one arrow fixture. So while, yes, the arrow fixture itself contains many wings, it only acts as one. Just with more drag. It's essentially the same as this thing right here. It acts as one wing with the drag of many because of how Beam calculates drag. Radiator intakes, we got suspension mounts, we've got the interior. Yeah, this thing's ready. You make Mr. Bean car? I can't, well, there is a rule in there, and please do read the rule book before making an M stock car. There is a rule in there that specifies the minimum number plate. I'm not going to disallow it. It's not going to do much, but it's allowed. Now I gotta pin. Hang on, let me pin M stock thread, please. Where's the M stock thread? Here we go. Okay, I need to pin this message. Can I pin a thread? No, I can't. Okay, please do read the M stock rulebook before. Number plate wings won't do anything because of how so the automation dev team has got BeamNG to calculate the downforce heavily based on the readings you get in automation, but they haven't got, I don't think, the drag to do that. So I can't exactly stop you from doing that. There's not really going to be any point. How do I pin this? I can't pin this. And I'm going to have to... Okay. Oh, there we go. Now it's showing. There we go. Please do, before you go and make an M-Stock car, to read the M-Stock rulebook. There is a rule in there that the minimum wheelbase is 2.2 meters and the maximum wheelbase is 3.2 meters. So if you use a car that has a very short wheelbase, if it is under 2.2 meters, it will not be allowed. It's almost 1 a.m. and you got school at 7. Please prioritize school over my dumb stream. I stream just because I think it's fun. You guys don't have any obligation to stick around for this. You need money? I can't help with that. If you need me to mow your lawn for... Buddy, my lawn mowing isn't worth that much. I live in a row home. Also, you'd have to like fly across the entire Atlantic Ocean. I think that's a little bit more expensive. Alright. And now I will just give it some different... I will make a clone and set the shocks to be different. Clone car, clone car, clone car, clone car, clone car. And then I will set the differential to be different, and I will also set the spring rate to be different. Oh, hi Hope, how are you doing? Peekaboo, I see you. Yeah, I see you too. Hello. So we are at 273. Try to make stupidest car in short time. Like when I made a plane in 15 minutes and fly out, that wouldn't be that difficult in automation. Just because all I would do is select the first body and then just run through and select a bunch of options. It wouldn't really be much of a challenge like it would have been in Flyout, which was kind of the point. You're okay? That's good. Dude, chat makes a car? Fuck! Not this stream. Not the, or AI. I'm not touching the AI tune, dude. I don't want to see what that does. Where's the diff? Where's the drivetrain? There's the drivetrain. Where did I make the wheels out of? Ah, guys, guys, I got bad news. I gotta redo the brakes. Short gearing, no brake fade. I gotta redo the brakes. Do it next stream. We're more than halfway through this one. Two people in chat say chat car, then we do it this stream. Fine, but let me test my current car, please. Let me test this one. Let me test the Ross 2. I'm making this for a series. Please. Spare me. 12-liter inline. Yeah, no, you're instantly getting that done. I was gonna do a chat car for M stock. 12-liter inline 3. No, you guys instantly got that taken away from you. Pickup hatchback. Why are you like this? You burn my house to the ground. Set this to like what? 50? And then set that to 70 so that we lock the fronts first instead of the rear because we have rev to 11 RPM. 11? I don't think I can even have something rev that low in automation. That might not be possible. $11K? Okay, look, if I have a 12-liter inline 3, if I rev that thing past 3K, it will explode. The reason we have more cylinders is so that the pistons don't get sent to the core of the Earth, and then the other half of them get sent into the stratosphere when you rev. It's the only reason we have more cylinders. Sorry, new keyboard who dis. I don't know. I'm stupid. Make The engine, the car, guys. I really do want to keep my sanity. And I also want to test my car. Okay, and export car. I'm just gonna have to remember to use the Rostu AA brakes. Pick up hatchback, but the engine bay is. What are you guys doing? What are y'all? I'm just gonna restart. Man. Pick up hatchback, but the engine bay is the pickup bed, and it looks like a lot of. I don't. You know what? You guys want a cursed car? You guys want a cursed car? How about a 454 powered Ute that's actually a supercar with the back chopped off and it had it replaced with a truck bed, and then I put a 454 Chevy big block in the bed of the truck and welded some tubes into it to make it stop falling apart, and then I put a huge rear wing on it and a gigantic front splitter. How's that? Let me just like delete the Ross 2 from guys, please, I beg. We need a motorbike Fiat Panda. What is wrong with you guys? I can't even make a motorcycle in automation. What are y'all doing? Okay. Differential. Final drive gets set to 400. 380. Final drive gets set to 380. And we tune up the first gear. Need a kit car. We're still in the. Why? Why are you guys like this? This is why I'd never trust you guys with doing these things. Because I know it's going to end poorly. Ross 2A. CVTV's. You guys, I can't put all this. You guys! You know what? Well, I can't even do it next stream, because next stream is going to be the first round of M Stock, which is next week, by the way. So if you guys want a good car for that you've made, it will be next Sunday at 2 p.m. East U.S. time. Trust we best car makers. I've seen the TC 105. That is a decent car. However, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's gonna stand a chance in M stock. It might just. So it's got to be this stream. It's gonna be in 2 streams. I'm not, guys. We have an hour left in this stream. What makes you think I'm gonna be able to have a car done by then? 250. You know what? I'm just gonna take a picture of this. Only need 30 minutes. Nah. Did I set the suspension? Okay, I did. 20? Nah. Because what's going to happen is I need to do some detailing on the body, and you guys are going to make that take 5 hours, which means the car will never be completed. You guys just want me to speed run this. I'll make a deal with you guys. I will make you guys give me some things, And then car is completed. What do you mean the car is completed? Yeah, let me get the brakes. What were they at? It was 250, 240. What do you mean the car is completed? I've only made the Rust 2. 250, 240, and 8060. And that's good. Save car. And export as the Rust 2A. Export. And give me an engine and a drive layout, and I will make a car. Within the next 30 seconds. "25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 10k RPM, sequential, i5, cammed like crazy, old Pontiac Gen 2 style NASCAR. It's not a NASCAR, but instead a family wagon, and it's an open wheel car. I genuinely cannot do that. Automation won't let me. Oh shit, we don't have time in this stream for that. Next stream after all the races, I'll make a chat car. How's that sound? Next stream after the M stock races, the probably 3 or 4 that will run. It will not take up the full stream. I can guarantee that. You're very tired? Yeah, exactly. Watch more stream. The stream is not gonna go on for way, way too much longer. Ah! I'm opening Beam now. I will load in the map and then I will take a break for a second to go get to go get something to drink and then to go to the bathroom. Why are there so many errors? Motorsports Playground, DT1, and I will be right back. Oh, hello. Hi, Juniper. Be molded. Okay, let me just get over to the automation vehicles section, and here we go, the Rust 2. Juniper is a nice name, it very much is. I agree. Where's game capture? Switch that from automation to beam. Automation is not open anymore. And then switch the game audio over to BeamNG as well. You guys can hear that, correct? No. No texture? No, there's texture to it. Oh, it has the correct shape, but it's still saying no texture. I'll fix that later, guys. Don't worry. Why can't you? My question is, why can't you guys hear the game out? There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's see how this thing drives. You know what? This is so much better than the Ross one. Woo! It can save itself. Make sure all the textures are set to 2D. Also needs to be HD delivery and compress all textures. I cannot set all of them to 2D. These cannot be 2D because they are not on an actual piece of the bodywork. This cannot be 2D. It's not on an actual piece of the bodywork. Wait a second. That's worked! Okay, bit much. The Ross one would have definitely crashed there, but because I've learned a bit since making that thing, how much is max airtime you get? We'll find out at the next one, at the max large jump. That actually is very far off from the maximum airtime you can get here at this track. This thing drives wonderfully. It, like, does not intend to go in a... This handles really well over jumps. I'm gonna be honest, you guys might be cooked. I'll give you some tips for making one of these M-Stock cars, as well as a few base M-Stock cars. The weight distribution should be about, or somewhere between, please, yes, I will send it down the giant ramp. The weight distribution should be between 45-55 and 40-60. I recommend a sequential. Yes, automatic is an option, or not automatic, manual is an option and it is lighter, but sequential is easier to handle in the dirt because you don't have to bother with all of the manual shifting around. Manual auto, not allowed. You have to select either manual or sequential. Those are the only two allowed transmission types. Slow down. Uh-oh. I did not slow down enough. CVT is not allowed. The M-Stock rulebook is posted in a thread in the V's Corner text channel. Just search M-Stock. It'll be the one that is a thread. Generally, the rules go along the lines of you have to use 500 horsepower. There is a maximum tire contact width. Read that. Where are the brakes? Are my brakes not bound? My brakes are not bound. Give me a second. The you can only have 2 driven wheels, regardless of the number of engines. So if you mod in more engines, actually you aren't allowed to mod in more engines. Max 500 brake horsepower, no max torque because it doesn't matter. If you make a billion feet Newton meters of torque, but 1 horsepower, it does not matter that you make that much torque. Because what's going to happen is you have to send it, because if you're making that much torque, but you're only making 1 horsepower, you are revving it really low. So you have to send it through a crazy tall gear ratio, which gets rid of all the torque. And you end up with just 1 horsepower. You end up with the same amount of torque at the wheels as a lawnmower engine. Less than a lawnmower engine, actually. Inline 3, 500 brake horsepower, 1200 Newton meters. Yeah, sure. I can't say it'll do that well because if you're running that big of a displacement to make 1200 Newton meters, or a forced injection system big enough to push out enough boost to do that, you are losing all of your weight savings. I would recommend running something similar to mine, which is a 4.5 liter V8. If you want to be actually competitive, it's a 4.5 liter naturally aspirated V8. Drogon's running a 5 liter naturally aspirated V8. It's a good balance. Yes, it's a V8. How American. You know, fun fact, crossplane V8s were used by pretty much everyone until like 2005 was the death of it, kinda ish. Crossplane V8s are more balanced. 2JZ inline 6. I mean, you can have it be similar, but I would heavily recommend not running a cast iron block. Them shit's heavy, once again. Weight savings is a big part of it. This car weighs only 600 kilos. And I could have made it lighter if I really wanted to. I could have run a different engine, but that engine would be peaky. Like, another thing, because you only have 4 gears, is the power band. Look at this one. All the way from 6K to red line, I'm making the correct amount of power. I overheated the engine because it's meant to be moving. Magnesium 2J? Yeah, sure. Just remember, that power band needs to be good. It never really drops below. If I'm driving it correctly, it won't drop. My brakes aren't bound to anything right now. Give me a second. I need to rebind my brakes. You need some sleep? Yeah, go to bed. You're not going to be missing too much. I'll post some more tips in the M-Stock rulebook. Just make sure you go and read it. if you're gonna build an M stock car, because I'm not reading that thing out on stream. There's a lot more rules in that than there are in the OCC rulebook. So have a good night, Tayet. Where are my controls? Ah! Can you guys hear that? I swear to God, if you guys can't. Just know that that is a mildly painful sound in my ear. Ow. Oh, here we go. Break. Bonk. Yeah, I can hear it, but you guys can't, which is a little bit unfortunate. Alright, let's set that to like what? 30 something. There we go. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do some more testing with this car, and then I'll end the stream. So don't worry about missing too much. But yeah, power band and weight are very important. Have a good one today. Uh-oh, steering came off. Let me turn the engine off so it doesn't starve itself. Yeah, left side steering is cooked. Uh-oh. Hey, that frame I made held up. And again, none of the impact was at the rear of the car. Let me switch to the 2A. So that one has longer gearing. See where this one tops out. Not enough. Slow down. This is the wrong suspension. Yeah, I need to come up with a different 2AA. My goodness, that wheel. Because if I go to Daytona with this thing, let's just test these things top speed out. And then after this run, I'll... Oh wait, that's just the body, that's not any of the functioning parts. Of course, it's not gonna... Oh, Spec Superlight, I forgot I made that. That's the 1A. That's the Ross 1. It's very similar. It runs the same engine, it runs similar suspension mounting, it runs a similar downforce setup. But it was just about wrong enough for me to decide I wanted a different car. So I made the Ross 2. And this is a much more competitive, I guess, car for M-Stock. It's literally got the same engine. You can see that the power cover doesn't change at all. Yeah, I need different gearing. No, I don't. Oh my god! No, I do not. That is 250. And this one handles a little bit better. It held it at 250 almost. It almost held it at 250. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, it did not hold out at 250, but it almost did. I think I need to change the bonds again. Big bummer, but ah. Okay, tuning. 40 liters, perfect. That is the exact amount of fuel I'm allowed. Set that down. Just got a touch more grip. Ride height minus 0.2 minus 0.2. And let's see where that puts us. Ride height wise, it's not really going to matter way too much, but it does make the car handle just a little bit. Should not have set those to 200. There we go. It's a little bit more camber than I would have liked. I think that'll be a bit better. Yeah. And let's see this fun. You know what? Let's see how it handles on this first. Pretty perfect at the moment. Still just about. Oh, it's a little twitchy. Although, I expect that from cars I make. Shifting is perfectly in the power band. When I keep it there. Don't quite have a dead read on what this car does yet. It does let me catch it though. It turns, but it'll let me catch it when it does slide too much. Oh! I missed it. No! No! Okay. But like, seriously though, that was my fault. The car does not do much wrong there. What? Ah, that was not the car, that was me. Let's take an onboard lap in this thing. Around the oval. Let's see what it does. Let's take it around the top or middle of the top side. Might be a little faster, honestly. You know what? Let's take the, okay. Yeah, okay. The braking is still a little bit of a mystery. Second gear is 115 miles an hour. Third is 175. What's fourth? Did we get up to like what? 250? Easy. Yep, 250. And if I lower my speed a little bit, ah, damn it, not enough. That is the biggest problem with the 78 chassis. The rear wheels are just really delicate. Oh, I messed up the suspension. You cannot floor it. Well, I think that'll do it for today's -20. How is it spinning backwards? -2? It'd be fun to do single speed racing maybe at some point. How fast can it take this turn if there's no banking? Well, I don't know because getting off the apron is really dumb. Or getting onto the apron is dumb. So that's easy. And then slam it at low speeds. Okay, yeah, so you need to taper onto the brakes in this car. Otherwise it just throws you around. I do like how it sounds. I like V8s. To 50 miles an hour. Oh, it really does not like getting off of that banking. Ah! That was my own lack of attention. Oh, something bent. Ah, shit. Well, damn. You know what? Those rear brakes are cooking. And that's why I don't want to let the car get too upset. Spin! Oh my god. Wow, that spins fast. Let's take it to another dirt track. Let's take it here. Just to see. I do think a good... I want to have a decent, even split between dirt and asphalt tracks. I don't want to have too much bias to one or another. I want people to be able to do both. Gotta tighten my wheel down while I'm driving. My wheel not tightened down? The base? Wasn't. No wonder it felt like it was moving. It was indeed moving. There we go. Oops. Let me actually catch this corner at a decent speed. It's always fun. I went way too hard onto the entry. That's a bummer. That's one of my favorites. This thing handles beautifully. I do think there's one big advantage to transverse engines. If you rev them in the air to kind of pitch your car, it doesn't also roll your car. Yeah, like that. Yeah, as I slowed down there, it started to roll the car as I slowed down the engine, which caused the rear right to hit before the rear left. That is a very much notable issue with these longitudinal mount engines and just the axis they spin on. Whoops. And yet it lets me catch. No, I'm out of the groove. Whoops. Bit off for that corner. Bit off on the entry, but I made it through. Damn. Whoop. The reverse gear save. These cars really are fun though. Like, sure, they're 500 horsepower and they have slick tires, but They genuinely aren't terrible to drive as long as you tune the engine properly or to not cause peaky power. You don't want to be playing peekaboo with your horsepower. That's generally a bad thing, and it's even worse on dirt, and it's even worse when you have rear wheel drive on dirt, because then you'll suddenly be facing backwards, and if you've set a good qualifying time, you'll be facing backwards with 5 other cars coming straight at you. I'm out of the groove and I punched the throttle too early. I can just keep my foot in it. Oh! Kept my foot in it too much. Well, rather unfortunate. Oh my god, it's a banana. I think that'll do it for today. But thank you all for watching. If you want to join MStock as a driver, well, I will send an invite real quick in the. I'll send an invite to the Discord server if you want to be an MStock driver, which it's not really that serious. It's literally just some idiot's racing series on the internet in BeamNG. But I would be very happy to have you join. So, if you want to, you can go ahead and click that link. That links to the server that I am in. It is not my server, but it is a server that I kind of co-run-ish. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be finding someone to raid now. Who am I following? Who's streaming right now? Oh, sick! I don't get to raid someone. Yippee! Alright, well, I'll be on my way then. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.